Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Davo from Esports, bringing you a 1v1 Starcraft 2 cast today. This time, it is an epic game between WhiteRa and Game of Drones, also known as Liquid TLO, on Ohana LE, which is the ladder edition, because these two players have just met on the ladder, as you can see by all of the harmless banter that is going on here in the all section. Now, I have a slight problem here, because in the replay pack that I got this from, this is the first game, but I saw all of this stuff at the beginning of the game and thought that the other games were only the best of 7. But nope, this game is actually integral to the best of 7 in some way. So, this is the first of the best in 7, right? But I will say that the next one is the first, whereas this one is the actual first. This one will be as uploaded as the first, I promise. So here we are, Ohana LE, between these two absolute giants, which are WhiteRa and Game of Drones. Excellent. Yeah, cool beans. Okay, so, Game of Drones. Well, WhiteRa, actually, let's start with WhiteRa, what he's doing. WhiteRa has actually started with just the pylon and gateway in his base, which is pretty unusual. Usually they will block off the top of their ramp, Protoss players, and do a nice and early expand. So it'll be nice and interesting to see what WhiteRa is actually doing at the moment. Because it doesn't look too standard from a Protoss perspective versus Zerg. And there's another gateway going down as well, and it does look like maybe... It does look like maybe we're going to see 2-gate in-base build from WhiteRa just going straight into Game of Drones' base right now, and it'll be very interesting to see how it happens. WhiteRa is being quite aggressive at the moment, I think, really. And that can be an issue for a Zerg player, this kind of build, but at least WhiteRa hasn't actually, you know, put gateways outside of Game of Drones' base at any point at the moment, because that could be really, really nasty. Okay, so we do have the cybernetics core coming down as well, which of course will allow the famous warp gate research to take place, which is very, very necessary to actually succeed as Protoss at any point in time. Really, it's just a fantastic piece of kit. The warp gate research, it doesn't look like this probe is going to meet the end of its life pretty quickly if it is not careful, and it does look like it is being fairly careful because it might get away, but I don't know, maybe. It doesn't look like it's going to get away. Oh, it does, hilarious. Those Zerglings want blood though. They are after that probe, or not, they're just after a bit of harmless scouting, seeing exactly what is going on. Excellent. So, just, you know, I'm not going to say anything about the next games, because I've seen all of the other games. I haven't seen this one, so therefore I don't know who wins the best of 7, because I'm casting this last. So at the end of this, I can't really say. I can't go, oh, Dardidar's won, because then that will spoil the viewing experience for everyone else. Oh, I am such a moron. I cannot believe I did that. I just didn't know that this ladder game was part of the best in 7, but it is. So there we are, moron. And at the end of the day, we'll see who wins, and it'll be very fun. I'm sure I'll put whoever wins in the bottom of the description below. Yes, I will. Okay, so these Stalkers are in a bit of a pickle. They're in a bit of a hard situation right now. They do want to get away from these Zerglings, because Zerglings are actually pretty good against Stalkers. It doesn't look like they'll all get away unscathed thanks to WhiteRa's pretty good micro right there. That one only just escaping with 5 HP. The other one's getting cleared up pretty quickly. That Queen wants to die. If you are WhiteRa right now, that Queen definitely wants to die. Oh, but that's quite a lot of Queens right there. I mean, WhiteRa could really benefit from probably sniping that Queen right about now. I mean, it would either slow down the production of the creep tumors, or make it so there would be no injects going down. But either way, WhiteRa is still being very, very annoying indeed by just shooting away at this hatchery. There's quite a lot of links now, and they do look like they'll probably be taking down those Stalkers. It's a pretty cool little skirmish this is right here. WhiteRa's micro is fantastic against these Zerglings at the moment, but all of that will fly out the window fairly soon as metabolic boost is done, and that means the Zerglings essentially grow wings and can fly across the map at great speeds. Haha! Yeah, nice. Yeah, this probe is working up here. It probably looks like he's going to be doing something. Either scouting for an expansion or putting down a pylon down. He is putting down a pylon so WhiteRa can go and attack that third base. I mean, this is probably quite a serious game. This is in no way friendly because this is ladder, and both players will honestly want their ladder scores to be still pretty good. We have a forge going down for WhiteRa as well, which is something that we have seen him do in the past. Not in the series, but in the games in general, I mean, where he will just get a forge and block in. I mean, quite a lot of Protoss players do like to do this as well. Really? Ugh, blimey. Wow. Okay, so these Zerglings here are just destroying these rocks pretty quick style. Like, and they will be bridging the gap between the third and the natural of game of drones. Meanwhile, this army does kind of move out from WhiteRa right about now, and it does look like it is out for blood and out for trouble. This pylon up here is going to be warping in quite a lot of zealots right now as well to join the army with, and that is a very good idea, seeing as Game of Thrones' composition mainly goes down to Zerglings, and of course zealots are very, very good against Zerglings. 20 Zerglings on the way for Game of Thrones right now, and it does look like Game of Thrones will need all of those Zerglings in order to survive. What's going on here? That pylon has actually been spotted by Game of Thrones right now, and if this hatchery is focused out, it will probably die. It will probably go down, and it does look like Game of Thrones will allow that to happen at the moment. I mean, I'm not sure there's much else he can actually do at the moment. These drones are actually being followed around the map right now and just being killed off, unfortunately for them. And that is quite a lot of Zergling right there. They are ready to go, but I mean, WhiteRa's 0-0-0 as well. And here we go! Oh, that's quite a nice round by those Zerglings, and it does look like maybe WhiteRa will suffer badly right there. Very badly indeed, because of the positioning of those Zerglings was so sublime. He literally just waited till WhiteRa's army was in the perfect place to just kill it off very quickly. Very nice play indeed by Game of Thrones there. Very nice defending. Just good manoeuvring all in general, basically. And now we have Banelings on the way for Game of Thrones right now, so it doesn't look like he's going to Baneling bust WhiteRa, Baneling bust the ramp down from WhiteRa. And that can be very, very, very dangerous indeed. The Zerglings going in first though, which is something that I wouldn't expect to see. And there we go, those Banelings taking out quite a lot of Zerglings as well, and this does look like it could be game over for Game of Thrones. So WhiteRa right now. Unfortunately, that force field there is just kind of blocking the... Oh no, that Baneling hit there was so brutal. It looks like the Zerglings are going to be getting into this base pretty much nicely. Quite a lot more Zerglings are on the way as well. WhiteRa fighting to rebuild that gateway as well. I mean, this is a pretty brutal attack right now. More Void Rays coming down. Well, Void Rays are on the field for WhiteRa right now, but they just can't do enough DPS quick enough. Two Banelings building up here, and they do look like they'll be going straight into the mineral line of WhiteRa. They have been found, however. Oh, what was that? Nearly. Oh wow, more Zerglings really going to be damaging those drones as well. I mean, oh, those Zerglings are going to just damage the probes from here to tomorrow. Really are. Indeed. I mean, if we look at the workers killed, Game of Thrones has killed 26 workers, and WhiteRa has only killed a paltry 5, and the attack still carries on, and it doesn't actually show any signs of stopping, and this definitely looks like Game of Thrones' game at the moment. The amount of damage that he has managed to do against WhiteRa's forces is pretty large indeed. But keep in mind that Game of Thrones hasn't actually expanded just yet, you know. WhiteRa is still kind of in this. because Game of Thrones has not expanded yet, and that is something that is worth thinking about, because I mean, look at the minerals in the main, they're running kind of low. These ones here, they are good, but Game of Thrones will have to start about thinking about expanding and being a little bit less aggressive soon if these attacks begin not to pay off. And wow, what a game this is shaping up to be already. WhiteRa coming up here on the right, making sure that there is no base here at the third, which there is not. WhiteRa being very, very cautious to make sure that his opponent isn't expanding too much. And here we go. The Spore Crawl doesn't like it's going to be cancelled before it can actually be destroyed by WhiteRa's WhiteRa, and the layer is in jeopardy right now, but no, it's maybe not, as Hydralisks are going to be coming onto the field right now. Oh, nice transfuse there by the Queen, and it will help these Queens survive against the Void Rays quite nicely indeed. So Hydralisks on the field now, a nice tech switch into Hydralisks, but I mean, Game of Thrones now wants to be kind of careful that WhiteRa doesn't go Colossus, because if WhiteRa goes Colossus, that light biological category that the Hydralisk's in really, really melts away to Colossus. So, you know, the Hydralisks are going to have to be really, really careful against the army that WhiteRa could potentially build. Game of Thrones is also building a sick creep highway, because Hydralisks are very, very, very slow indeed when they are not on creep. They're always best on creep, because they're just so much faster on creep. So that is obviously one thing that we will have to watch out for, is this massive creep highway. It's pretty cool, really. The expansion right here from Game of Thrones has gone up right now. WhiteRa does not have a third expansion, for also kind of adding into the fact that maybe he's in a little bit of trouble right now. I mean, he's by no means out of this, but it's not looking fantastic. Game of Thrones did a shed load of damage back there with those lings, and at the moment it really does kind of feel like anyone's game. If we look at the resource income tab, Game of Thrones has actually managed to pull his resource income back up after losing his third base a little while ago in this game, with the addition of this new base right now, which WhiteRa actually knows about. He should also know about the Overlord that is pooping all over where his third base should go, and the last thing he's going to know about right now is the big creep highway, which will also be destroyed. Goodbye, creep highway. You were our friend and now you're gone. That's right. That's terrible. Don't worry, I'll never sing again. So there we go. These Void Rays right now do look like they'll get taken down by... Oh yeah, these Void Rays will definitely get taken down, unfortunately, by these Hydralisks. Boom! Down go the Void Rays. Nice fungal growth on the Void Rays there, keeping them there, making sure they can't be microed away. And, you know, they can be held there by the Hydralisk and ultimately destroyed. It does look like WhiteRa is going to be coming out here and trying to take care of this Overlord, which, as I've said previously, is pooping everywhere. And boom, there we go, the Overlord is dead. A little while for the creeps to recede, and then WhiteRa can start building his Nexus there, his third base, which he desperately needs at the moment. Otherwise, his economy will fall so far behind that it won't even be worth staying in this game. And nearly enough it's going to go down there. An extra little cannon for a little bit of defense, maybe a little bit of detection, making sure no funny business happens with infestors, which is something that Zerg players do like to do, especially very creative players like Game of Thrones. They do like to use infestors because they're very creative. And here we are, WhiteRa coming up here. Oh dear, these Zerglings do like, they almost have nowhere to run at the moment. Oh, nice force field going down there from WhiteRa as well, really stopping the Zerglings from getting away very quickly, and then they get taken out by the photon cannons, which are fresh out of the packaging, just been built. They've peeled the blue plastic that comes off dishwashers and ovens and stuff. Yeah, the Protoss army peels off the blue plastic, it's fine. These Overlords, unfortunately, are going to get taken down. Oh, wow. They also have Overlord speed too, but they do look like they will be taken down. They just literally had a little bit of a boost I believe. I mean, you will need Overlord speed to build something as impressive as a creep highway. And here we go. There's quite a large attack coming in, and this could be the deciding attack. Quite a lot of the Infestors are going way up to front there. Oh, these Corruptors are going to be taking down the Colossus quite a lot too. And now it really boils down to who can win out of Hydralisks and Roaches and Sentries and Stalkers. But I mean, it does look like maybe the Sentry Stalker combo might take it. Very close indeed. More Stalkers joining from the left hand side here as well. And it does kind of look like a very equal battle. A very equal battle. Well, so, I mean, if Game of Thrones is a successful counter-attack right now, which I'm going to guess that he's going to go and do, because Zerg players can max up very quickly and then go and do counter-attacks. I mean, just look at that supply discrepancy. 64 from WhiteRa to 155. Good game from WhiteRa. Good game from Game of Thrones. And then well played. Go show match. And there we go. Alright, cool. Well, thanks a lot for watching that, guys. I do actually believe this is the first of 7 games, but you know, I may be wrong. If I am wrong, call me out on it, beat me up, whatever, that's fine. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the rest of the series. I know I did. As I said previously, I did actually think the next one was the first in the series, when really it was this one, but there you go. Alright, cheers guys, thanks a lot, bye bye.